Welcome to a battlefield of minds. Two grandmasters face off where every move cuts like a sword. One mistake, and it's over. This isn't just chess, it's war disguised as strategy. Let's dive in, move by move, into this epic clash. Wesley So blasts c4, a fearless pawn charge into the center, planting the flag and daring Darwin Lalo to respond. Darwin Lalo replies nf6, his knight prowls forward like a wolf, eyes locked on white's newly claimed terrain. Wesley So plays nf3, reinforcing the center with a steady knight. Backup arrives, and the tension tightens. Darwin Lalo calmly plays a6, building a brick wall in front of his king, disciplined, patient, and dangerous. Wesley So pushes c4, another pawn storms up to contest the center. Wesley smells blood and wants space. Darwin Lalo answers b6, preparing a fianchetto, the bishop's getting ready to snipe from afar like a hidden marksman. Wesley So fianchettos with g3, mirroring the plan, both sides sharpening their long-range pieces, waiting for the spark. Darwin Lalo flashes ba6, that bishop eyes white's queenside pawns like a hawk circling prey, subtle pressure mounted. Wesley So steadies the line with b3, a pawn shield to protect c4, prudent, tidy, refusing to be bullied. Darwin Lalo pounces bb4e, a checking dagger, forcing Wesley to react, probing for cracks in white's armor. Wesley So blocks with bd2, raising a loyal defender between king and threat. Not today, he says with calm steel. Darwin Lalo retreats slightly with b7, redeploying his bishop to safety but keeping options open. No panic, just poise. Wesley So develops bg2, his fianchetto bishop now a long-range sentinel. The king's side just got serious. Darwin Lalo castles 00, tucking his king into fortress comforts, safety, discipline, and a glare across the field. Wesley So castles 00 as well, both monarchs behind walls now, two commanders ready to direct the carnage. Darwin Lalo plays chicks, reinforcing d5 and blunting white's center, a small steady move with big future teeth. Wesley So brings bc3 into play. The bishop posts on a strong diagonal, eyes fixed on enemy lines, elegant menace. Darwin Lalo erupts with d5, a full-throated pawn clash in the center. The battlefield roars and dust flies. Wesley So storms n5. A knight leaps into the fray like a fearless hero, forward, bold, hungry for complications. Darwin Lalo answers nfd7, pulling a knight back to shore up the center, coordinating forces to trap the intruder. Wesley So slashes d7, the white knight cuts down black's defender. A clean capture, blood on the squared 7. Darwin Lalo quickly recaptures nxd7, bringing his other knight to retake and restore balance. The field reorders, tensions remain. Wesley So repositions ndt2, regrouping knights like moving reserves into attack-ready formation, patient tactics, sinister intent. Darwin Lalo slides right, activating heavy metal on the queen side. Rook lifts its head, aiming down the b-file. Wesley So answers re1, centralizing his rook and saying plainly, "Bring it on." Cannons lined up and ready. Darwin Lalo charges b5. Pawns surge like armored columns. Queenside blows open. The front expands into a melee. Wesley So fires back e4, striking hard at the center. Equal fury from the other side. The air crackles. Darwin Lalo captures bxc4. His b-pawn snaps up white's c4 pawn. First real material strike, the board bleeds. Wesley So immediately recaptures bxc4. His pawn bites back and restores parity. Swift revenge, the scrap continues unabated. Darwin Lalo strikes with d5, shoving his central pawn like a battering ram, claiming space and showing he won't bow to Wesley's momentum. Wesley So coolly plays qc2. His queen slides out with elegance, a sniper taking up a new perch, watching every weak square. Darwin Lalo replies by a3. That dark-squared bishop lunges onto the long diagonal, locking its sights on white's fragile rook side. Menace restored. Wesley So snaps back with a5, a bold thrust that splits the center wide open. Sparks fly, pawns collide, chaos promised. Darwin Lalo pushes nb6. His knight pivots aggressively toward the queenside, a counterstrike brewing. Wesley So captures bx6. His bishop tears down the knight without hesitation. Steel meets flesh, black's flank quivers. Darwin Lalo retaliates in d5, shoving another knight into the exposed battlefield, keeping the pressure hot. Wesley So trades again with bx5, bishop against knight, one clean slice, no mercy. Darwin Lalo recaptures qx6. His queen glides into the open center, gleaming like a general surveying carnage. Wesley So places Rabon, doubling firepower on the b-file. A tank rolling into position, ready to bombard. Darwin Lalo calmly drops b7. Regrouping to cover weaknesses, the storm momentarily pauses. Wesley So sets his sights with Quefauer. His queen aims straight at the enemy king's fortress. Danger gleams in every corner. Darwin Lalo echoes with q7, defending stoutly. The queens glare at each other, tension humming like drawn wires. Wesley So lunges h4. The kingside pawn gallops ahead. Open the gates, men. We attack tonight. Ninin. Underlin. Darwin Lalo slides b7, withdrawing his bishop to a long diagonal. A sniper retreating to a new vantage point. Wesley So keeps the rhythm with q2, eyes flicking from flank to flank, a calm before another wave. Darwin Lalo maneuvers bd5, creeping forward again. This bishop just refuses to stay quiet. Wesley So thrusts n4, a knight jumps into central command, eyeing juicy targets everywhere. Darwin Lalo whips k4, a daring queen sortie. You threaten me? I threaten you right back. Ingman. Any? Wesley So drops rb cone. His other rook joins the fray. All cannons deployed, no reserves left behind. Darwin Lalo rolls rb6, shuffling his rook for counterpunch, a tank repositioning before the barrage. Wesley So answers qc2, aligning queen and rook like twin rifles aimed straight at black's defenses. Darwin Lalo counters Kichi ace, refusing to flinch, queen meets queen, laser to laser. Wesley So advances re3, lifting a rook like a siege tower, ready to swing to any front. Darwin Lalo powers. RF bait, doubling rooks, creating a wall of artillery, heavy metal everywhere. Wesley So pushes Racioni, stacking his rooks too. The board now a battlefield of loaded cannons. Darwin Lalo nudges H6, a quiet move but vital. A pawn shield rising to guard the king from future storms. Wesley So slides Cat 2-0, a calm king stroll, tucking himself into safety before the bombs fall. The audience holds its breath. Darwin Lalo fires, BB4. Bishop storms forward, pinning and pressuring. The black artillery finds its mark. Wesley So sidesteps with K gone. The king steps into the shadows, safe, silent, and watching. Darwin Lalo unleashes BXC3. Bishop takes knight, steel clash. A white piece falls, dust rises. Wesley So instantly recaptures NXC3, returning the favor. The fallen are avenged, equilibrium restored. Darwin Lalo strikes bone, a shocking maneuver. Bishop teleports to the corner, staring down the king like a ghost in the dark. Wesley So pushes D5, a bold pawn storm tearing open new lines. If you want me, come through this fire. Darwin Lalo hits back, X5, capturing the brave pawn. Smoke fills the air, casualties on both sides. Wesley So plays Carcassonne. His king personally slays the trespassing bishop. The crowd roars. Revenge has never looked so royal. Darwin Lalo checks with D4A. His pawn charges with fury. Even the smallest soldier wants glory tonight. Wesley So answers Re4, blocking the check, a steel barricade between life and death. Darwin Lalo thrusts DXD. The pawn rips, open white's defenses again, unstoppable, chaos everywhere. Wesley So captures QXC3. Queen wipes out the pawn in one elegant stroke, balance restored, board scorched. Darwin Lalo swings rawbone. A rook dive bombs the first rank. The tension tightens, the crowd on edge. Wesley steadies his hand and plays R-bone. The white rook sliding up like a tank moving into the front line. Silent but deadly. Darwin fires back with QC5, his queen spinning into action, trying to keep control of the skies. Wesley responds with Re2, reinforcing the central defense. He's fortifying before the final push. Darwin won't stand still. Arfone. A counterthrust, trying to stir chaos in enemy ranks. Wesley calmly shifts gears. KG2. The White King marches up, confident, protected by his army. Darwin counters with RB-bone, doubling his rooks like lining up artillery. The man means business. Wesley hits back with QC4, slicing the board in two, threatening infiltration from above. Darwin sends his queen to Q7, hoping to regroup before the collapse. His troops are scattered but still fighting. Wesley fires Q8, a brutal check. The queen flashes like a lightning bolt right at the black monarch. Darwin dodges with Cat7, sweat dripping, his king barely escaping the blast zone. Wesley strikes again with RD4, sending the rook deep. White's army is tightening the noose. Darwin responds with Ragone, trying one last ambush, desperate to distract White's forces. Wesley parries with kf3 cool under fire. He just steps aside, letting the attack fizzle. Darwin's queen swoops to k3 key, firing a long-range check. It's chaos on the field. Wesley keeps his nerve. re3, sliding in to block like a shield against the storm. Darwin retaliates by capturing the pawn on Kwa2, scavenging whatever he can from the wreckage. Wesley smirks. Haif! The pawn marches forward like a brave foot soldier, ready to explode the king's side. Darwin reacts with RB done, stacking rooks again as if to shout, I still have fight left. Wesley pushes K5, forcing the black king to the ropes. This is pure domination now. Darwin shuffles his king to K-gate, trying to breathe through the smoke. Wesley's queen storms in with Q8 dat, relentless, a machine of precision. Darwin ducks back to K7, barely holding the line. Wesley repeats, K5, a psychological torment, testing Lalo's nerves. Darwin again moves K8, praying for a miracle that never comes. Wesley delivers another strike. Q8, the cycle of doom continues. Darwin's king staggers to K7 once more. The poor monarch has nowhere left to go. Wesley now calls in the heavy guns. Red 3, doubling rooks on the open file. It's about to end. Darwin counters with Rxd3, slashing one white rook in a final scream of resistance. Wesley coolly recaptures Rxd3, restoring balance, keeping total control. Darwin, still breathing, checks with K5, trying to confuse white for a split second. Wesley lifts his rook toward date, marching toward the enemy king like the final spear. Darwin's queen swings back with K3 key. One last desperate shell, fired into the white camp. Wesley sidesteps with Kg4, walking straight through the smoke, fearless. Darwin lashes out with QB4E, but his attacks have lost their bite. Wesley ends it all with Fauer. The final thunderclap, a wall of pawns, seals the fate of black. 1-0. Wesley So stands victorious, calm, amidst the wreckage. Darwin Lalo fought valiantly, but the precision and power of Wesley's play crushed everything in his path. The video ends here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Please don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you again, everyone. See you in the next video.